Hi, it's Paula Canal here from Canal Crafting. Today I'm going to make a box to hold these cards that I've made. So you need to start off with a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock that corresponds with your designer series paper, and then you want to cut a 12cm strip off one side. Once you've done that, you need your scoreboard. And you need to score the cardstock at 16 centimetres and 19 centimetres. Then I'm going to also just mark the centre of the cardstock with a small groove here, and you'll see why in just a moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Scallop Tag Topper Punch, and where I've made that mark in the centre of the cardstock, I'm just going to line it up with the middle of the punch, punch out, then I'm going to use my trimmer to just take off these flaps here. There we go. You have to fold your cardstock. Where you've scored it. Now I've just got a little bit of a rough edge where I trimmed off there, so I'm just tidying that up now with some scissors. So that's the first part of your box. Next you need to cut another piece of cardstock from the remainder of the 12 by 12 sheet, and this needs to be 20 centimetres long by 14 centimetres long. And what we're going to do now is we're going to score at 1 centimetre, the narrow end, 1 centimetre, 4 centimetres, then at 16 centimetres and 19 centimetres. Then turn it lengthwise and score at 1 centimetre and 4 centimetres. Now I don't need all of these edges, so I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm not sure if you can see that there. I'm going to cut off this bit here and this bit here. So cut there. And I'm going to cut that all the way down to the next crease. So again, cut all the way to the second crease, cut off, cut off. Now just to make it a little bit easier to fold these in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a V either side of that flap and take a little off the end. Again, a little V either side, and then a little off the flap. So now I'm going to fold along the creases. So now I'm going to use a tiny bit of Tombow on the larger flaps. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is take some sticky strip and put that along each of these 1 centimetre parts here. Now peel off just one at a time, because you don't want to risk that you might stick them in the wrong place. So I'm then going to take this piece of cardstock here, and this here I'm going to stick to the bottom here. Like so. Then I'll remove the sticky strip from the first side. And stick that down. Then from the second side, and stick that down. So we have now our basic box. The next step is to make the closure for the box, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these tiny mini silver brads, but so that it makes it easier to close, what I'm doing is I'm going to punch out a small circle of coordinating cardstock, and I'm going to get my piercing tool, and I'm just going to feed the brad through the centre of that piece of cardstock. Like so. Then I'm going to make a hole in the box, like so. Open that up very slightly before you put it through the box, and then it makes it easier once it's on the inside. So I'm just feeding that through that little hole that I've just made. So now when I want to close the box, if you just lift the cardboard very slightly, it just makes it easier to slide on to make the box closure. So now I want to decorate the box. So first of all I'm going to take a sheet of 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre or 30.5 centimetre DSP, and I am going to add some adhesive, and plenty of it. To the DSP, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this the opposite to the cards. So with the cards I've got that design at the bottom and this at the top. With this one I'm going to put this at the bottom and this at the top. There we go. Next we have a piece of designer series paper that is cut at 11.5 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres, and again obviously this time we want the other design there, so I'm going to Put the adhesive on the other side. Now you'll notice that the card itself has a piece of ribbon running across it. So I've already put the sticky strip on the ribbon. I need to open the box. Next, what I'm going to do is put the butterfly together, and I'm just going to give it a bit of shape with the bone folder. So, not a lot, just a little bit, just to make it stand out. And again with the little butterfly, and these are cut out from the butterfly dies. Bit of tombow on the back there. Stick that together. I'm going to use a sticky dot. On the back of the butterfly. And the reason I'm using the glue dot is because it sticks a little bit better to the ribbon. So stick that on there. Now here's one I prepared earlier with the twine tied through the button, and again I need a glue dot for that. So stick the button on, glue dot, stuck to the middle. And then my cards fit inside. Close the closure, and there we have a little box with the cards inside.